your hands right here. Come on.
This is Pastor George with your Midday Motivation. Happy Thursday to you. Just finished another powerful teaching in India. I'm telling you, God is doing a great work in India. And the gospel has to be preached to every end of the earth before Christ returns. So here at the Way of Success Christian Fellowship Church and George Johnson Ministries, we made it a priority to carry the gospel to the ends of the earth. And I'm telling you, God is doing a great work in India. Keep our brothers and sisters lifted up in India. We want to talk about the law of agreement. Won't spend a lot of time on this today because as I was putting this together, I'm telling you, I could talk on agreement from now until next week. But I can share this with you. None of my dreams, goals, and aspirations, none of my wife's dreams, goals, or aspirations lined up until we came into agreement. When we start saying the same thing, talking the same thing, believing the same thing, I don't know what took place, but all of a sudden, boom, an explosion took place in our marriage. I remember years ago, my wife told me, she went to a marriage conference. She said, honey, there's nothing more powerful on earth than a husband and a wife believing, talking, and saying the same thing. That's the power of agreement. Genesis chapter 11 talks about a group of people that came together, had one goal and one objective in mind. That was to build a tower from earth to heaven. They had the ability to do it. God came down himself and confused the language and stopped the project. Can you imagine that? Human ability, just saying the same thing, believing the same thing, and working in the same direction. They had the power to build a tower from earth to heaven. God himself said that nothing will be impossible for them. That's the power of agreement. What are you believing for? What do you want to happen in your life? What dream do you have? It will happen once you and your spouse begin talking, saying, and believing the same thing. I want to just share 3 points with you and I'll be done. Number one, agreement produces harmony in a marriage. You know, I'm not a piano player, but back in the day, I went to Good Samaritan Church and we had an old organ in the house and in the church, and I used to play "Oh When the Saints Go Marching In." I go do 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 do. The only reason I could play that was because the keys were lettered, and I go do 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 do. It sounded horrible. But if you take an organist and put those keys before them, when they play that same song, harmony will be produced and it sounds so great. Same thing in your marriage. Once you begin to line your goals, your conversations, your behavior, and your actions begin to match each other, you will produce a song of victory in your marriage. Nothing shall be impossible for you. Number two, agreement produces execution. I used to be an old defensive coordinator, probably one of the best in high school football. And one of the things that I began to realize, I can call the perfect play. But if those players don't execute the play, the offense will score. It's the same thing in your marriage. You can have the perfect plan to get out of debt. You can have the perfect plan to buy a home. But if both of you don't execute the plan, you'll never get out of debt. You'll never conquer your goals and your dreams. Both of you have to be on the same page, and I'm telling you, manifestation will happen. The third thing I want to tell you is that agreement will produce great manifestation. One of my favorite scriptures in the Bible says that one can chase 1,000, but two can chase 10,000. That's amazing. It seems like two, if one could chase 1,000, two should be able to chase 2,000. But that's not what the word says. It says when two of you come together, you can chase 10,000. And one of my favorite scriptures says this: when there are two touching on the same thing, it shall be done. What are you believing for? What do you want to happen in your life? What dream you have? Become into agreement with your spouse, and I'm telling you, it will happen. God bless you. Enjoy your weekend. We'll see you on Monday.
Let's get it started. Let's get it started in here. Let's get it started. Let's get it started.